I don't know. The way you ran the 107, that was beautiful. Beautiful.
Well, before we jump off here, I kind of want to talk about the ugly.
Oh, yeah, please do.
So some of the ugly, okay, there's not a lot of distribution with parts. So, I mean, if you're broke down, just like any other piece of equipment, 24 hours until it's as soon as you could ever get something. So if you're thinking about doing this as a business, it may be worthwhile to think, okay, get a couple brand new drones, but maybe just have a used one in the back that you never want to use. Because if you're down on the perfect day, that's a lot of revenue for your business gone in one day.
What would be some things? An extra battery, extra props?
Extra battery, extra props, extra pump, extra drone, period.
Okay.
No, and I'm dead serious. Because like last year with the T40s, I had one T40 go down.
Is that the one in the cornfield?
Yep, that's part of the ugly we'll talk about. But yeah, so we crashed in.
That's what those will be for.
Yeah, so we crashed into a side hill. It happens. But that drone was down for a week. Ooh. Because ordering parts, getting the wrong parts, turned out there's different versions of T40s. Long story short, we dealt with it. But luckily enough, I still had my T30s.
Fired them back up and away you went?
Yeah. Was I excited? Hell no. But I was still able, I mean, we still covered with a T30s and a T40, you know, we still covered what we needed to cover.
Yeah.
You know, another ugly, and I tell my interns this, which they got their license, all that jazz, is if they've played Xbox before, they can run a DJI drone, period.
Sure.
They can. It's very user-friendly. I feel very comfortable with somebody that once they have their license, take them out, have them fly 50 acres, they're set for season. I mean, honestly.
Sure.
But then also, too, I always tell them the reason I try to be very appreciative with my payments to them. And I always tell them it's not because when the drone's running good that I'm paying you that. It's when things go bad. There's no huffing and puffing. There's nothing. We go get that drone.
Yeah.
Because the problem is, like one time we had a drone land in a cornfield. Couldn't find it. Very hilly field. You know, we're talking, 15, 20% slopes, so on and so forth. Couldn't get service. The drone lost signal. So we tried to use the other drone to find it. We got it out. Luckily, it didn't break anything that time. So I was able to fly it back up. But it's one of those things that when it goes down, the faster you can get to it so no batteries die. So you still have connection.
I see.
So it's like, how fast can I get out there?
If you lose it, it's probably in standing crop.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. But I do, before we wrap up here, want to just give shout outs to, like everybody on the YouTube channels. Like New Ag does a great job reviewing drones. AgriSpray Drone does a great job. Pegasus does a great job.
Okay.
These are
all on YouTube.
These are all on YouTube. You can dive into it. I'm really excited to see what the P150 can do.
Okay.
If we're able to hit 9 gallons per load, I mean, we're talking being able to do a quarter in an hour.
Yeah. 9 acres? 9
what?
Gallons.
9 acres,
9
per,
acres
per load.
Okay, 9 acres per load.
Yep.
Sure.
Yep. So, yeah, it'll be exciting. There's a lot of adoption. I do think there is more of a niche market with pasture spraying, doing spot treatments, like trying to do a broadcast over a whole pasture. If it's flat, I feel very comfortable. If it's hilly, I'm not going to lie, airplane's probably the way to go.
Or chopper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that's one thing. If you really are bored, look up Spray Hawk. And if you're interested in investing, please call Ference Agronomy.
I'm not bored. I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, your cockpit's actually in a van. So it got approved in Brazil. Hopefully it's FAA and all that jazz happens.
Simulated.
Well, it's actually a Robertson 44 without a seat in it.
That's a helicopter, right?
Yes.
With no one in it.
No one in it. You can spray 55 gallons per load.
So it's an unmanned chopper that you're in a simulation seat running this thing.
Yes.
Dude.
I
I'd almost rather be in the chopper.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So I really want to go helicopter hog hunting. I've never been. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that right there.
Yeah.
So a lot of hogs in a helicopter. Call Pretzer and Johnny.
Yeah. I really do like drones for the research side, but also I'm an agronomist and I am excited about that kind of stuff.
Do you believe that drones can get good enough coverage to make the job done? I mean, it's a question I know the answer to. Otherwise, you wouldn't have a drone business.
Yep.
So, because people ask, does that thing you'll see that spray coming out of there, is that really covering the plant?
I know so.
Okay.
And that's where I got sold, was with the T30s on my very first job. I did a foliar feed, and I was like, I wonder what happened. And I went out there, 2 gallon an acre rate, and the corn was 14-foot-ish. I mean, it was tall corn. And I walked in there, and I could find spray droplets at my chest.
Wow.
So I know I can.
Sure. I mean, I know a guy, he was asking me, he said, man, I don't know what kind of, penetration into my corn canopy I'm going to get with this. I told him, I said, dude, just load some humic up, spray out there. Anyway, and he was chuckling. He was like, looks like tar spot.
Yeah.
But you can see the droplets.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
You know, because it's black. And, dude, just load up a half a gallon and make a pass and see what it does.
Yep.
But that was a really cool way to see how far it was getting down. And then he kind of did some rate tests and look at his coverage and things of that nature. It's not having to use dye or using something that benefits a plant.
Yes.
Simple. And so, yeah, that's cool. That's, man, anything else with drones? It's not like the world's most exciting, groundbreaking podcast, but it's something that's very relevant in agriculture that we keep. I get asked a lot about it. We did a drone demo at Field Day.
Yep.
It's just something. They're cool. They're cool to see. They're cool to watch run. I think they have a very unique place. Are they going to replace the ground rig sprayers? No.
And honestly, I don't think it replaces airplanes. I don't think it replaces helicopters. What we're really...
Yeah, because you need to spray, a couple thousand acres a day in big corn country.
Well, and it just gets to the point of, how should I say, just the efficiency. I shouldn't say efficiency, but just how can you cover acres?
Sure. I mean, one guy, I don't even know what a pilot can do on a plane in, big cornfields. I don't know, but it's got to be a tremendous amount of acres with good weather.
Well, I'm pretty sure, like I said, Wells Air Service, I think they did 7,500 in a day with multiple planes.
Wow.
But, I mean, they can get stuff done, which is great.
Sure. There are days that's needed.
I pretty much just say, all we're doing is just taking a little piece of the pie and making sure that the customers we're serving is getting the best they can get. And I do think there's times where drones thrive, so utilize them at those times.
Sure.
But it's great for you to take the reins without getting a full-on pilot's license.
There you go. So that leads us into the future.
Guys, if you've liked the information that you've seen so far, go ahead and check out the full-length podcast on our YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe there. It's also on all the major podcast platforms. We're constantly dropping info and more content on all the social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, etc. Check it out for a lot more content.